You like how I just go all into this?
This is A.S. Caldero from WatchThePot.com. And here are my co-hosts, Chris Corey, The Future.
Thank you.
And V-Ness.
Yeah.
Want to introduce yourselves?
My name is The Future Chris Corey. Huge wrestling fan. Been watching it since WrestleMania 6. Grew up on it. Loved it. It's a hobby and it's a passion of mine, and I'll continue watching it even till it doesn't even exist anymore.
Hi, this is V-Ness. I've been watching wrestling on and off since I was a child, and I stopped watching it for a while, but ever since 2007, I've been on there. I plan to be on there. It's a really big passion of mine, and yeah, I'm ready to start the show. Let's get into it.
All right, so you're gonna start the Randy Orton debate with Ric Flair.
Woo!
There you go.
Yes. So we start off with Ric Flair coming out, 16-time champion.
By the way, the announcer guy said, what's his name? Michael Cole.
Michael Cole.
He said 6-time.
I know. I was like,
mistake.
wait. I was like,
You don't
16.
fuck up Ric Flair's fucking title reign. It's 16-time, motherfucker.
He's that ain't your boy.
Woo! 2 Hall of Fame rings. So he comes out, and of course, Randy Orton comes out and interrupts him. Starts talking about how he's the best. I'm a big fan of Randy Orton, but I'm not a big fan when he comes out and try to beat up Hall of Famers. So, yeah. So he comes out and
The legend, killer, Randy Orton.
he wants to go old school on Ric Flair, and John Cena comes out, try to save the day as he always does, and gets in his face, says, you want to go old school? Let's dance. And Randy Orton backs away and pussies out and leaves. I'm just like, what the hell?
See, you're going too fast. Randy Orton's the man, first of all. He comes out, his music hits, he's Randy Orton. 3rd generation superstar.
Yeah, he's cool.
He's a good wrestler.
Yes.
Probably one of the best technical wrestlers there.
Yes.
Forget
Viper!
entertainment. So I wanted him to RKO the old Ric Flair.
But Ric
I
Flair
wanna
looks
see
like
the
he's
legend
about to
killer
get a heart attack
be
every time he
the
talks.
legend.
It would have been payback.
Killer.
It would have been payback, Alex, for the time that Evolution dumped Randy Orton after winning the World Heavyweight title in 2004
I didn't
at
even know
SummerSlam.
that. I just wanted it to happen.
No, so they were on Evolution
Because he's
together.
the legend killer. And that's a good enough reason.
They were in Evolution together with Triple H and, if I'm not mistaken, Batista.
Dave Batista.
Right? And the day that he won and he became the youngest champion, they just beat him up.
Yeah,
right?
it was the next night on Monday Night Raw.
After he won that. So it could be, like you're saying, revenge on them.
But it didn't
But
turn out to
Ric
be that.
Flair looks like he's gonna have a heart attack.
Oh, yeah.
Every time he gets excited, like he turns all red, and I'm just like, don't die on me. So
Exactly.
Yeah. And John Cena, like, what is he really doing coming out there? Well, he gotta be like everyone's savior, fucking.
well, that's John Cena's persona.
Like,
he wants to
I'm not
be-
a John Cena basher per se. I actually love John Cena.
C
So,
Nation.
I like John Cena, but like not to that extent. Like, he's not my favorite, but
But he always wants.
Agreed.
you don't gotta come out every time, every fucking.
But he
does
does have a few.
I'm the guy to save
No,
the day.
I agree with you. I'm not a Cena fan myself.
Like, this is not back in the
And-
days when Hogan comes out to save the day. What do you think about Cena's speech? Like, I'm here to. He's a legend! And kissing Ric Flair's ass. Like, what do you think about that?
Give me a break already. I mean, what good is it going to do? You're going to fight the Apex Predator, a future Hall of Famer, in 3 weeks at the Royal Rumble. Let me just tell you something, John Cena. You're in for a fight when it comes to the Apex Predator. C-Nation is going to be dismantled, courtesy of 3 letters. RKO.
See, I'm a Cena fan. I'm a even bigger Orton fan. So it's like I'm like stuck in the middle.
It's cool that, alright, I'm a Cena fan too, but like, mind your business.
Well, he's
He's the guy that
gonna
don't
come out
come He's the mind your business of the week. Like, there's always a guy that interrupts something that's not their business, but John Cena,
Well,
like, mind your
I'm
business.
saying
We
he
need a
wants to
little
throw
logo
you
that
that
says, "Mind your
blood a
business,
little
clip of the
more.
week."
He wants to throw more, like we say in Spanish, leña al fuego. He wants to make that fire bigger.
He just wants to be the fire. He wants to be the spotlight. That's his problem. He needs to be up everyone's butthole.
And that's why that's why the WWE kisses his ass, because he he brings
But
in
he's
the
a
rate.
good role model. as
No,
well.
I like him,
It's
but it's just like a little less will go a long way.
But now I'm gonna go into a really good match from Old School Raw last night. Now, as you all know, last night was
we didn't mention brother.
was WWE.
School Raw, brother. And Hulk Hogan wasn't there, and that's weird, brother.
Last night was.
Stone Cold wasn't there either. I'm still waiting for him to come with his beer truck.
Thank you. Last night was Old School Raw. It's a tradition now that they do. They like to bring all these WWE legends, Hall of Famers, back, to get the younger generations into wrestling and all that. And one match that really stood out in my mind last night was the Wyatts versus the Usos and Rey Mysterio in a 6-man tag match.
Yeah.
Now,
That was
the most important part of that match was the entrance, because you had Luke Harper and Eric Rowan and Bray Wyatt. Now, dating back from last week, as many of you may know, Daniel Bryan was in a gauntlet match against the whole Wyatt family. In order to get to Bray Wyatt, Daniel Bryan had to beat Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, which he did. But him going against Bray Wyatt never happened, so he...
Cave in.
You're right.
Thank you.
You're right.
In a nutshell,
All the yeses
and in a
didn't get me anywhere.
in a nutshell,
You're right.
he says, "The machine wouldn't let me win. I'm yours." And
He sold out. I really can't
it
believe
was
it.
something.
Sell out. This is brother's brother.
And him coming out last night with the Wyatts really shocked a lot of people, and that match was
Which
really.
is
Can I just
crazy, though.
mention before the entrance is the beginning, so I gotta mention this. I love the way that Daniel Bryan showed up in front of him.
Yes,
Bray Wyatt is.
It was kind of like some creepy
it was a
shit.
it was a captivating moment of the
I
show.
mean, they
last
all
night.
got the whole beard.
And
Look-alike
you know what
going on.
it is? That he turned heel or quote unquote heel, because we'll know what to call it, because he's still reluctant heel.
Well, the whole audience is still
But
just
for
like,
now, it's cool because the fans are gonna get tired of saying yes just because of it's gonna get old. So it's good that they're gonna go back to saying no. For
No,
a
yeah,
while,
right.
yeah.
just so he could stay fresh. Because imagine next WrestleMania could be a bigger WrestleMania for him. Because this WrestleMania is 30. He's not going to have a chance in hell to be the main event. So it's better to build him up a year before. And then
that's
really
a good
give
way
him
of
what he
thinking of
deserves.
it.
Because this year there's no competition. John Cena needs to be headlining the main event at WrestleMania, if not the second to last.
The Undertaker, of course,
Or-
my boo.
Or there's a way that Daniel Bryan could headline WrestleMania. He goes into the Royal Rumble and somehow, which he never did in his career in the WWE, wins the Royal Rumble. Could you imagine
rematch?
Bryan, and this time they give Daniel
I
Bryan
think that I'm going to
the
have to
World
stop
Heavyweight
there
title?
because you're jumping into things that we're going to talk to after Raw. We're going to get lost into a pool of Royal Rumble talk.
Okay.
Yes.
Because we can go on for another half an hour.
Oh, yeah.
on the Royal
Well,
Rumble.
with Daniel
So
Bryan,
let's talk about the
I
actual match.
still
The
don't
match
believe
was
he
good,
changed.
though.
Oh,
So-
yeah, it was a lot of good points.
Even
in that
his
match.
persona was different, like his whole facial expression.
Yeah.
And the way he wrestled.
Yes,
He wrestled
it's just
very
so.
aggressive.
He's more,
Right.
you can tell
And
he's
that's what
Yeah.
I like, though. I like that because that was his problem before, that he was loved, but
Yeah.
he wasn't feared.
I
He
know.
needs to be feared. That's why joining the Wyatts was a good idea.
he was more
Because
of
he
a
needs the respect that, I will fuck you up.
he was more of a lighthearted guy. He was
Yeah,
more,
he was just like, yes!
you know what it was? He was subtle. He was like a fan subtle to
Like, the
them.
kids are in
Yeah,
love with him. He
they
needs that.
looked up to him when the whole yes chant. But now that they're doing the whole no chant,
it gives him
Well,
a
when
whole
he
new
was in
life.
Hell No, he was
Yeah,
still
but there
being
was
a
still
little
good guys, though.
feared.
you had a good guy and a
Kane
bad
is
guy.
not always good. I
No.
mean, well,
Yeah,
in the
but
whole, yes,
what I'm
if you were
saying
comparing
is-
them.
Their momentum, they were looked at as baby faces.
No, that's true.
That's
Because they were a popular group,
Yes.
and they only did funny skits when they did skits.
Yeah. That is
So
true.
they were painted as baby faces. Daniel Bryan is painted as a heel right now. And that's what I like because he's never been painted as a heel.
No.
Even if it's a little bit, this is
Uh-huh.
more than ever.
Yes.
So he needs that because he's too, hey, he'll be okay. You know, like how when you fuck people over that are too nice?
Yes.
That's how
That's what they were doing to him with the
that's
whole
what they were
authority
doing.
on him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why it ties into the Wyatts because he's the Wyatts. What do they say? What does Bray Wyatt say? We're going against the machine.
Machine.
The
The
machine.
devil made me do
Who's
it.
the machine? Triple H, Stephanie McMahon,
McMahon.
and Randy Orton, right?
And
Yeah. The
and-
And
authority.
whoever the fuck, Kane or whatever the fuck.
Kane.
Yeah.
But yo, so I picture him having his army with his brothers because he feels like maybe if I get the rebels like Star Wars, I get the Rebel Alliance. We go against the machine. I'm giving into a smaller faction that can help me take the bigger
That's
machine
a good
down.
way of looking
Yeah,
at it. I
that's really
wasn't
good.
even thinking
yeah, I
of
never
that.
thought
Because he
about that.
said it. If you look back on Raw, because I love Bray Wyatt to death, so every little word he says,
I
I'm
can't
like,
stand him.
he said, "We're gonna take down the machine." That's Triple H.
That's Triple H, Stephanie McMahon.
Stephanie-
I mean, I thought that because you know
That
his
could
rivalry
lead
with the Cane.
To-
I
to
thought,
bring Triple
yeah.
H WrestleMania.
Ooh.
They're leading that up there, I heard. They're leading that up. They could possibly be leading that. You're gonna
Because he's the machine. Triple H is
Yeah.
the head of creative control right now. at
Exactly.
WWE.
I mean, every time I hear Machine, I mean, you're right. But every time I hear when I heard him like talk about the Machine, I was just like, oh wait, is he going back to his feud with the Cane? Because Kane, you know, he turned into this whole executive. He took off his mask and stuff.
Kane bothers me.
But
That whole
I
thing
want
bothers me.
him to come back. So I thought Kane was gonna come back and continue his feud with Bray.
It
But
could still happen though.
Even me, I'm supposed to be the one telling y'all we're going off topic. I'm going off topic. Bray Wyatt match, the actual match. What did you guys
Yeah.
think of the match?
Very good. I
I
said,
enjoyed the match.
it was really good.
Daniel was hitting him hard.
He was more-
He did the knee like he always does, the running knee,
But he
did it
did
harder.
he did
Yes.
it
He
viciously
did it
this
like
time.
his face was crunched up.
Yes. He
He's
had like,
just like, yo, I'm pissed off. I'm
It's
tired
bu-
of being looked over because I'm too nice.
it's
Yes.
built up aggression with Daniel Bryan, and he's finally getting the chance to unleash that. We're finally seeing the real side of Daniel Bryan.
And I feel like, going on topic again, but Daniel Bryan in the Wyatts is perfect because that's the only element they're missing in the Wyatts. Is a smaller guy, but like technically better than them.
But
Well,
then,
yeah.
And they're
they
huge,
don't
and-
even
and Bray
think of
Wyatt's
that.
good. Like Bray Wyatt's in the middle.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Bray Wyatt's the middle. You know, like
Yeah,
they
like-
all different. All they need is a girl.
get
There's
AJ.
a girl with no
I-
makeup on.
Get
Girl
AJ.
with a
Like-
beard? A
No,
girl?
not a girl with a beard. A girl
That'd
with
be
no
hilarious.
makeup on, and she just doesn't do her hair.
Where do you get
Oh, that
idea
sounds like
from?
me, though.
And just be
Like,
like,
I don't... That
she
sounds
is-
like me.
and she's dressed in overalls. And just be like, yo.
Like a hillbilly?
She'd be like, I'm white.
Y'all.
Can't see that, but maybe. But getting back on topic with the match last night,
Yeah, there's a lot of hard bumps.
the one thing that stood out,
The
the
Whites
one-
really.
the one thing that stood out to me last night was the end of that match. Was not only did the Usos and Mysterio get the victory, but
Mysterio.
did you see the
619.
dissension possibly between Rowan, Harper, and Daniel Bryan?
Because they don't think he can do their job. Because, I mean, I don't know if it's because of the height or whatever. But when he went to tag in, they were just like, what are you doing?
And
And
then
then,
the-
the other one tagged in.
And did you see Harper's face?
You already
Yeah.
see problems brewing, is what you're saying.
And it's only been one day of
It's only
them
been a-
together.
Because you know what it is? That they're gonna stretch that out to at least till after WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Because I feel like Bryan's not gonna win WrestleMania.
No.
I thought at one point that he was going to, but before the heel turn. But now I feel like it's Batista.
Oh, I've been saying that.
But
Woo.
just because it's just
Okay.
like The Rock.
Animal.
You're not gonna bring The Rock back and not give him the title.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like you gotta make things hyper. Even though it's pisses people off, like apparently it's pissing you off. But it's just kind of like
Look who the Rock beat. All right.
John Cena.
Nope.
I'm
CM
just
Punk.
waiting for the
CM
animal.
Punk.
Yeah, don't remind me.
That's not cool. But the end of the match, I didn't like how it ended. But obviously, Bray Wyatt's always in the corner.
Yeah,
in
now.
his chair.
But
look at next week, Bray Wyatt, Daniel Bryan.
Yeah, now they're gonna team up now.
When I saw that, I was just like, whoa. I looked at my friends, no one cared except me, but I was just like, whoa. Bray Wyatt, Daniel Bryan, tag team.
Let me ask you this.
Who
I'm
gonna
ask
fight?
It doesn't even matter.
Doesn't matter.
Because Bray Wyatt hasn't. When does he fight? He barely fights.
Yeah, he just does Sister Abigail and everybody.
He does Sister Abigail at the end.
Yeah.
He's gonna be in a match.
We're gonna see him.
Now let me ask you this. I'm gonna ask you two this question.
Mm-hmm.
Next week, when Bryan and Bray Wyatt team up, are you gonna see what you saw last night on Old School Raw? A sort of a dissension.
Well, I don't think so because Bray Wyatt is he's mostly controlling, and I don't think there's gonna be.
He believes my truth now.
Because you know how the other two are out of control,
right?
And if you look at Bray Wyatt, like he is out of control, but in a controlled way. I don't know if you understand what I'm saying.
Yes.
Like he picks that moment to get out of control, but he's in control of his own demeanor. So I don't think it's gonna be like, oh no, why you tagging in? It's just like go fuck him up instead of the whole.
It's kind of like you join this group, right? You gotta follow.
You gotta go what they do.
You made the choice, bro.
Exactly.
You made the choice.
You made the choice.
You sold out. I'm through with that.
You're at the bottom of the food chain now. Because when you join any establishment ever,
you gotta work from the bottom on up.
You gotta go from the bottom to up. So
exactly.
You can't feel like you're gonna come in and work.
But I already think he already jumped up because he's already.
No, but what I'm saying is
within
that clique.
Yes, I see what you're going at.
Yes.
That there's hierarchy within cliques. Whether you were the man or not before you came in the crew, you gotta prove yourself.
You gotta reprove yourself
within the crew.
That's where.
So this is gonna.
So they feel like, you know what, you're Daniel Bryan, but I'm a tagging because you're not a Wyatt. You just became a Wyatt.
Exactly. Start from the bottom.
I'm a real Wyatt. You have to know how it goes first.
Exactly.
See how we handle
That's a good way.
That's a good way. I never.
I just thought it was like. They like showing off themselves, and it's like you're not gonna take my shine.
Exactly. Right.
That's why Bray is kind of doing an alternative, like, oh, I'll work with you instead of you breaking up a tag team that's doing good.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of doing tension against them, I'll work instead of fucking up what's working. Because they're giving
this is his point.
The bumps that they give to the little dudes at the ring, the Wyatt brothers. Oh my God, they okay?
I know.
The bumps that they give to those guys, the power bombs and all that shit.
I'm surprised their backs aren't broken.
They're skinny,
that
but they're
bump
powerful.
Before Bryan gave up, that was one of the worst bumps I've ever seen.
Yo,
the last bump, the double power bomb, those two dudes, I would have said, I'm yours.
Speaking of power bomb, you imagine the Bray? No, I'm not gonna get off topic.
I'm gonna go into a very touching thing last night on Old School Raw. As many of you know, Old School Raw brought back one of the best segments in WWE history, Piper's Pit.
Yep. I didn't see a lot of them.
I'm going to give you a brief history about Piper's Pit. You can go back to the old WWF days when you had Piper. You had Robert Downey Jr. on the set. You had him feuding with that. You had him feuding with Jimmy Snuka with the Pineapple Incident. You had him feuding with Macho Man, Hogan. You had Roddy Piper feuding with a lot. He is truly a legend and a Hall of Famer. And he got his start on Piper's Pit. But that's for a different time. But now, last night on Old School Raw, Roddy Piper had the courage, and I applaud him on this 100%, to stand up to the Shield and look the Shield in their eye and say to the Shield that you guys have problems.
That's what I've been saying. I've been saying it for months. There's going to be a crack in that Shield. There's going to be a big thing between Ambrose and Reigns. I've been saying that for a while.
And the thing with that one is he looked at Dean Ambrose. Are you the strong man in the Shield? No. You looked at Seth Rollins. Mm-hmm. Are you the strong man in the Shield?
Like, I heard Roman Reigns. Like, he's trying to piss him off.
Exactly. He was like Roman, and he looked straight at Roman Reigns. He goes, Roman Reigns?
No, like, he touched his face and everything.
He poked him. He poked him. He's like, are you the strong man in the Shield? And Roman Reigns like, you ever touch me again, I'll make sure it's the last thing you ever touch. And that's what led to the main event between Punk and Roman Reigns.
Yeah. Well, he was asking them if they were the strongest men or not, because Ambrose couldn't beat CM Punk.
Nope.
Rollins couldn't beat CM Punk.
Nope.
And what he was trying to say...
Get to that, because that's later on.
What he was trying to ask Reigns was, if he can beat CM Punk, does that make him stronger or better than... Does that make him stronger or better than Rollins and Ambrose?
And you're starting to see that now with Roman Reigns, because, you know, he's becoming more, I see it as a crowd favorite now. You know, it's a crowd favorite with Roman Reigns now. You know, he's starting to get more cheers and more of a big pop to himself. So maybe the other two members of the Shield are going to get jealous.
I mean, I've been talking about the tension between Ambrose and Reigns since before the whole tension was obvious. I had a feeling it was going to... I think that there's going to be a big tension between them in a near future.
Yeah, you're going to start seeing it. And
I want it. I want the Shield to break up. I don't like them together because it's been long enough.
Yeah,
I like
it's
how
been
they
too
came
long.
in.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like how they came in. They fuck shit up.
Now, let me ask you this question. Now, I'm going to ask the same thing for you two. I'd like to have a little bit of an intake on this one. When the Shield does break up, do you see Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins, and Roman Reigns having successful individual careers?
It's hard to see that. I mean,
I can tell you that.
They're good as a unit, but when they need each other's back, because every time they're about to lose, one of their other team members come in and stops that. So I think they need each other. Them separate. I mean, Reigns, I think, would be the best out of them three.
I think that Roman Reigns is obviously the standout.
Mm-hmm.
He's
With
the
those
Rock's cousin.
Muscles.
He's the Rock's cousin, in case people didn't know out there. He has the build.
Mm-hmm.
He has the look.
The powerhouse.
His
hair.
Before he does the power bomb.
And that spear. That spear is one of the
That
best.
new punch that he does. He
The
has more
Superman punch.
Yeah, he has more signature moves that
Yeah.
look cool, that can make him into a baby face than the other guys.
Mm-hmm.
The other
But
guys
I don't
are gonna,
see him
I
as a
feel like-
babyface anytime
I feel
soon.
like Dean Ambrose is gonna be a U.S. title or IC title for a very long time.
Yes.
He's gonna be a good technical wrestler, still be in the spotlight, maybe fighting Fandango here and there. Type of matches, Biggie Langston.
What about Seth Rollins?
Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins is gonna be a jobber.
Really?
He's gonna do jobs for people. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's gonna be the guy that proves everyone wrong. Maybe
Well,
I'm
that's
wrong
going to be
about
that. Good point.
He can be one or the other. He's not gonna be in between. He's
Right.
either gonna be a jobber or he's gonna be the shit.
That's the only time it's going to tell about that one. The only time it's going to
Because
tell.
right now it's Roman Reigns.
That's it. It's all about the
It's
Reigns.
all about the Rock's cousin.
But when Roman Reigns was the Shield and Roman Reigns, they all got into Piper's face.
Piper's face, yes.
And what happened after that? You guys don't know? CM Punk came to save the day.
But CM Punk didn't come alone. He came with backup.
Well, who did he come?
The Road Dogg Jesse James, the badass Billy Gunn, the 5-time WWE Tag Team Champions of the World!
Woo!
The Road Dogg Jesse James. The badass.
The next match really grabbed my attention. We're talking about the Tag Team Champions, the Rose Brothers, versus the Real Americans, Jack Swagger and Antonio Cesaro.
And Zeb Coulter.
And Zeb, he thinks he's the INS Coulter, coming out with all these signs and he's working
And
for
he
the
said that the best defense is to build offense.
Oh, yeah,
That's what he was
okay.
saying yesterday.
Yeah, you bring out those signs, Zeb Coulter. Try working for the INS, okay? Anyway.
Overall, it was a really,
This
really
match
good match.
really had a lot of good points to it. You know, good technical moves. And the one that really stood out to me was Cody Rhodes. He lasted so long in that match. He was getting his ass beat. and you saw Goldust come in. He did a lot of good moves, which I am impressed with. You know,
I know he's in like the best shape of his life right
you
now.
know, Goldust is like he's old and all that, but he's in the prime of his career now, like that. And the move that really caught me was that top turnbuckle flip that he did, and he's becoming more of a high flyer wrestler, and I like that out of him.
Just Goldust overall, since he came back with the angle that I gotta get my brother's job back and all this shit. I was like, Goldust is back. I like the nostalgia of it because I was the Attitude Era. If I had to pick an era, that's where watching wrestling. That's why I grew up watching wrestling. Goldust is the man to me. Goldust. His moves, he's mad. Oh, what is he, like 40 something?
If not 39, 40 something.
And he's still in the ring, flipping around and doing all this shit.
And yo, those kicks! Oh my god, he did
that new shirt that he got with his face. Oh shit, I need that one.
Did you see the move that Cesaro did when they went on commercial break? The Cesaro swing. Tell me that thing does not get you dizzy.
I don't know how he can not get dizzy because he does it like. I think the longest one has been like 22 circles or something like that. He went around and around and then he acts like normal. I would have been on the floor, my head spinning stars around my head.
You would have been on the floor. I would have been on the floor doing my brains out. Thank you very much.
It's okay, but I don't know. Like he has power to do all that. So overall, that was a really good match.
It really was.
And then the Rhodes brothers, they won.
They got the win.
Like Cody, I'm not a big fan of his like persona, but he's a good wreestler.
Yes,
he's
getting better and better. I've seen it lately. Like he's just getting better.
That's why I like him with Goldust.
Along with his brother,
His brother gives him
I don't know,
more back. You know, gives him
more backbone.
And if you look at it, it's new school with old school.
Okay, Paul Heyman comes out with
Brock Lesnar.
I can't stand. Yeah, so he comes out jumping all around and everything, and
promoting his shirt, by the way, because he was really
sleep, conquer, repeat.
Pointing at his shirt.
I want that shirt. That's my motto. Leave me alone.
That's my shirt, man.
See,
I have a shirt too, man.
You gotta cheat.
My shirt says eat, and then repeat. So that's what my shirt says.
Really?
Eat, repeat.
Think about the Undertaker and then go to bed.
So Brock Lesnar comes out.
Right.
And, you know, he starts saying, of course, that he's the best. And
he's not.
He's putting himself into...
He don't need to fight somebody to be the #1 contender of this fucking belt.
I know. He's just like, Lesnar. Like,
the beast incarnate
is back. God.
So yeah, he just comes out of nowhere. He's like, "Oh, I'm in the fight, and whoever wins, I'm gonna beat you guys, and I'm gonna get the belts."
So long story short, Mark Henry is done officially because last week he got F5 to the face on the floor.
Yeah.
Then this week he got his arm fucking broken.
I know. It's just like,
So,
actually, they dislocated his elbow.
I think that he requested some time off. And they said this is your way of spending time with your family for a couple months.
With a dislocated elbow.
Isn't he supposed to be retiring soon?
I don't know. Well, when he did that whole gimmick about him crying and stuff, he was gonna retire. He didn't retire. But yes, so he tries to act tough again already. He's already in bandages because Brock fucked him up.
Bandages all over the place.
Right. So then Brock Lesnar goes and he's break his arm, dislocate him.
Break his shit.
So then I'm like, these two guys, we're over here texting, and these two guys thinking it's over. And I'm like, I know the Big Show is gonna come out because that's the only one. And he leaves, and I'm like, no, the Big Show's gonna come out. Watch. And boom! Where is the Big Show?
You mean the Big Slow?
No. Big Show comes out.
Big Show.
Big Slow.
And I went crazy. I was like, I fucking knew it.
So that was you I heard.
Yes, that was you. You heard all the way from the Bronx to Queens. Me screaming, I fucking knew it.
I'm not a big fan of the Big Show per se. But I love the way he fucking flinged.
I know, like
He
nothing.
flinged them like he was a fucking pizza. Like when
He's
they're
like-
making pizza and they throw it in the air, he flinged them that
He
easy.
flinged him, he was a pizza.
But you see that as soon as he came out, Brock Lesnar's eyes, like he was like, "Oh shit, I'm scared," and he was backing up and shit. I mean, you all missed a big tough and shit of Paul Heyman, pussy ass guy. Like
That's
I
the
be
match.
getting
That's the
no.
match for the Rumble.
Yes,
As you all know, I love divas. Oh
my God.
Now, I'm going to tell you this. Last night, Old
typical
School Raw-
guy.
Thank you. Old School Raw. Now, you...
TNA, if you know what I mean. I'm not talking about the wrestling promotion.
Kitchen, you know what? Sorry.
I'm not.
There you go. Anyway, with Old School Raw, what would you think they would have done, WWE? You would have thought, man, okay, they're going to bring in old school divas like a Hall of Famer Trish Stratus, Sunny, the beautiful and bodacious Lita. You
Wow.
thought they were going to bring these guys back. Maybe Sable, mix a little bit of old school with new school. But what did the WWE do? They totally trashed the divas. They don't give any of them, and they put what? The cast of Total Divas against but the cast of Total Divas against what? Oksana and Alicia Fox?
Versus the Bellas.
Give me a break, which is the cast of Total Divas, actually. Thank you very much. Don't interrupt me on that because I know my diva show.
Sorry, I don't watch it. I'd rather watch blood and guts.
From a paint dry. But anyway, get back to what I was saying.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're sorry, it's okay. But I'm just saying, this match was by far the worst. It was a sleeper. How could you have the Bellas, who, by the way, are dating two top-notch WWE superstars in Bryan Danielson and John Cena?
And Nikki's with Cena, right?
Don't interrupt me about divas, I told you that.
A little boy, you better watch it.
You call me a little boy when I know more about divas than you? How dare you? Now be quiet and let me do my segment. All right? I'm going to tell you this. That match was horrible. You're going to have Oksana and Alicia Fox, two low-class divas of WWE, meet two top-notch WWE divas. Come on, wake up, WWE. Do your damn job. I'm done.
He's a little furious about that. I'm not a big fan of the diva.
Oh shit, that's my
That
fault.
Oh my God.
You see, that's my big boot from the fucking winter.
Are we recording?
See,
No.
my problem is that I have to get this away from everybody's foot. That's in the foot area.
I'm sorry, Vanessa, if I went all out on you.
That was good.
That's alright. It's
That's
good.
natural, baby.
That was natural how I did that, right?
So yeah, the divas. I love the divas. I
you
like some of the No, it's not even that. I like some of the matches. I feel like from when I used to watch wrestling in the Attitude Era, the women used to just be in bikini contests.
Right? They used to
And
be
there was
in
no
mud baths.
They never
and
used
shit.
to actually be wrestling going
Remember
on.
Cat?
There was no actual wrestling going on. So I'm happy that nowadays there's actually wrestling going on with women.
I
It's
mean,
less sexual than it used to be.
Because it's PG
But it's
now.
less sexual, but-
Because you got to appeal to the kids. You got younger kids, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 watching it. And what are you going to do? Let me just tell you this. What you're going to do is you're going to portray sexual acts in a WWE ring when you got like 10, 11, 12.
AJ was over here humping everybody and making out with everybody.
What?
Okay.
AJ, don't say that about me.
Don't say nothing about bad about it.
April Jeanette Martinez.
AJ, if you're listening right now, just stop.
Call me. You got my cell phone number.
You know, it's okay. I accept you for you. 3MB, the lamest fucking group I've ever seen in my life.
Lord.
I don't like not one of them motherfuckers.
None. I mean,
Not-
Heath Slater was only good when he was in the Nexus, and then after that, it's just
He
like,
went down
But my eyes popped out when I see the Rikishi and Too Cool come out
Banging
together.
it, banging it, banging it, banging it.
Scotty Too Hottie.
Scotty Too Hottie, Grandmaster Sexy. I
Cool.
was going crazy. I was loving that. I
was
loved the
actually
entrance.
I was actually dancing.
I was bugging out, doing the stupid little.
Yes, I was.
I didn't know Scotty Too Hottie is a fireman.
Oh,
They
Really?
said yes.
Scotty
If you
Too
were
Hottie,
listening,
hence the name.
if you was listening, I believe it was Michael Cole who said
Yes, right,
that
right,
he's
right.
a fireman now.
Exactly. Good point. I did not pay attention.
See, I pay attention. You're not paying attention.
Well, anyway,
I'm sorry.
the match was all right. When I saw the worm, I was like, "Oh my god, the worm!"
I haven't seen the worm in a while.
I was hyped.
And then they did their old dance after they won the match. They all
Yeah.
And Rakishi sat on the guy.
Yeah, right. She pinned him with the sitting on him and shit.
Yeah.
That was cool.
And then Rakishi dancing, you saw his
made me
booty.
feel old
Like,
school.
he would go one way and then his
Yeah.
booty would just be
Yeah.
dancing on its own.
Y'all did a good old school for me because that was my era of Rakishi.
and then
Rakishi, by the way, is the fathers of the Usos. That's
Right.
why he had the Usos on his shirt.
And now that is over with. Thank God. Let me go into a very touching subject. Last night, the WWE brought out the legends and Hall of Famers. From the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. Because everybody has a price. You had Bob the Chicken Wing Backlund. You had Erwin, don't forget to pay your taxes, Shyster. You had Nikolai, who can't speak English and sings only the Russian on the national anthem, Volkov. You had Bang DDP. You had the enforcer of the original Four Horsemen, Arn Anderson.
I wasn't
And then
there
you
for
had the five-time WCW champion, Hall of Famer Booker T. And then you had my favorite, the best pimp daddy of them all, the Godfather, without the hose, by the way, which really got under my skin because I wanted to
You
have.
need the hose,
You-
bro.
you-
You need the hose out there, bro.
I wanted to see the
You the
whole train.
Hell yeah, you the Godfather. You need the whole train.
But here's what.
See, I wasn't there for you. You forgot Ric Flair, by the way.
And yes, thank you.
Yeah,
and,
but we already talked about him.
Well, you
then-
gotta mention
but then
him
you had-
again.
then
You already
had-
said he's a 16-time.
But then you have.
Two Hall of Fame rings.
No.
And you, and you had, like you said, the nature boy, the styling, the profiling, the double Hall of Famer, the nature boy, Ric Flair. But here is what irked me the most about that segment. You had Wade Barrett,
Wide Barrett.
the bare knuckle champion in England, former leader of the Nexus, former leader, come out with his gimmick of Bad News Barrett and saying how the legends and the Hall of Famers are washed up? Nigga, please! You washed up! You haven't wrestled a match in a long ass time! You wanna come out saying you're bad news? Bad bitch, please! You've always been bad news! Your mama's been bad news! So if I were you, I'd shut up, Barrett! I'm
Someone's
done.
pissed off. Someone's pissed off.
I don't know most of the guys that he mentioned, the old school guys, but God knows Barrett. He's boring. He's new and I hate him. So
Well, he's
that's all I
actually
gotta say
been here
about
for a couple of years.
I know he's new as far as them.
Oh, okay.
Like he's a superstar that's in the new.
And you want to come out every week saying, I got some bad news.
Nah, I'm
I
done.
don't, well, there's nothing else for him to do anymore.
Give me some good news about Barrett.
What is there
Because
good news
it's nothing
about
but
him?
bad
There's
news.
nothing. He's a wash-up.
Well, he's done with his whole reigning of the Nexus.
I'm just gonna
can't do
go
anything
to
else.
the most interesting part of the night.
Yes.
The main event.
The main event, ladies and gentlemen, Raw.
Present-
Main event was presented by the New Aged Outlaws.
Who, by the way, were the five-time WWE Tag Team Champions of the World! The Road Dogg Jesse James, the Badass Billy Gunn, the New Age Outlaws! And, by the way, if you are not down with it, we got two words for ya! Suck it!
Exactly. Anyway, CM Punk was introduced by the New Age Outlaws, one of my favorite tag teams ever.
Ever.
But
Did you notice one thing before that match started? That Howard Finkel introduced the New Age Outlaws.
Howard Finkel.
Oh,
Mean Gene.
Oh, Mean Gene. Howard Finkel, Mean Gene, they all look alike.
Anyway, he's Mean Gene. Sorry. Mean Gene introduced the New Age Outlaws, and the New Age Outlaws introduced CM Punk.
The longest reigning WWE champion in the modern era, 434 days.
So
The actual match was pretty good. It was good. I like the chemistry between Punk and Roman Reigns. Pretty much a standout star of the Shield.
And that match drew a lot of pop to it if you didn't know it. It really got the crowd's attention from the beginning. It really caught the crowd.
So
I guess it was more like, okay, so can Reigns really beat CM Punk? Because the other two can't.
it
and-
felt that way during.
And would Reigns prove to be the stronger man in the Shield?
But continue. So what went on?
But the distraction from the rest of the Shield kind of got Reigns.
Yes, I
over.
really think.
But I think that overall it was still a clean finish, because how does a distraction really do anything to
It
your
usually
physical
backfires.
state?
well, sometimes it backfires, sometimes it doesn't. My opinion, I think that Ambrose is gonna use that against Reigns when
Yeah,
Reigns.
like, oh, you can't beat him without
Yes,
me there.
without me there,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
I was the one that provided the distraction, and then that's when they're
Did he
gonna
miss
add
that
more.
jump he did? Like the,
Yes, he
the
did.
Randy
I think he
Savage
did.
jump?
Like
he did to Roman in the
might
ring?
have. He might have. I really don't know.
Well, either way, he still lost that one. He got the spear. He got
I
conquered
mean,
and
they
distracted.
didn't want to give up though.
No.
Neither one of them wanted to give up.
Because they wanted to prove that, hey, it's now
But
or never.
Cena's like, I can beat all three. That's what he's
Yeah,
trying to prove.
okay.
And then Reigns,
Well, he didn't beat all three.
I
The
know.
conclusion is Roman Reigns is obviously the
Stronger.
The
strongest
better-
one, because he could beat him.
yes.
A little surprise at the end after Punk loses, which is
But I'm sorry to interrupt you, but you notice he had to have help from the Shield. But what I want to see is a legitimate one-on-one match. Can Reigns beat Punk without assistance from the Shield?
But that's the thing. They can never do that on Raw. They have to build that up.
Yes, exactly.
They can't build an
That's a
authentic
big-
match that's clean.
Yeah.
That's that important to be just on Raw.
Right. No.
They have to build that anticipation. That's only their first match together, one-on-one. So they have to, like, if that's gonna happen, they have to make sure it's like. Whoa,
And I don't think
I've been
that'll be
waiting for that.
coming. I mean, I don't think it's going to be coming anytime soon, because if you saw the anticipation of people wanting to see Roman Reigns versus Big E.
Yeah.
Yeah, they already want him to have a belt.
Yes, so they're trying to get him, unless they first do him versus CM Punk, to get him actually out of that whole the Shield
And
thing.
work him as a singles competitor, and then
work
build him up to Langston.
because everybody's waiting to see those two powerhouses clash.
Oh, trust me, when they do clash, oh, forget about it.
Yeah, it's gonna be. That's what I recently saw. It's like they trying to build that one up. I think that one would be more bigger, just
Yes.
because of the more pop that it got.
Yes.
Because the whole feud with CM Punk and the Shield, they already seen each of them how they fight with each other.
Exactly.
Jake the Snake Roberts came out, and he had something in his bag, and I was like, he has a snake in there. If he don't have a snake in there, this is bullshit.
See, I
Why
was
did it
just
even
seeing-
come out if he don't have a fucking snake?
Go, Damien.
So, like I predicted, there's a fucking snake in the bag. Good.
He puts it on a very bruised Ambrose.
Ambrose is half smiling, by the way.
Exactly.
I
'cause
know.
He's loving it. Like, oh, what a fucking pleasure to have a snake on my face.
He's like, you know what?
fag.
He's like, I'm in the ring with. He's like, I'm in the ring with what was a legend, Jake the Snake Roberts. I knew. He's like, I knew this guy. I grew up watching this guy.
I was wondering why was he smiling. I'm like, you just got
like,
fucked
I'm in
up.
love with that. That's like getting a stunner from Stone Cold.
Oh, hell
He's
yeah.
like, I would love a stunner right now.
But
That'd be
anyway,
an honor.
He was probably in like La La Land.
Because how many guys really got the snake on them?
not many.
Not many,
Not
exactly.
many.
So if you got a snake on you, you've oh man, I got a fantasy happening to me.
But when he laid Damien down on Ambrose, that's when the crowd realized, hey, you know what? We remember this. We grew up watching it. And that was the fan moment of the night last night there. The big fan moment.
That was a nice old school Raw moment because you brought Jake the Snake.
Yeah.
This, you know, you have your complaints. I have my complaints maybe about what they should have done, but it was okay for me.
But it was really nice for me because
should have seen the
I've
Undertaker.
never. Don't get me started on the Undertaker because I've been waiting for his comeback. By the way, we're married. He doesn't know it yet, but we're married.
I don't
So
feel
that's
right
your
now.
name on his neck?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes. Yes.
Leave all says Michelle McCool.
Excuse me, sir. So, me and the Undertaker, I'm Mrs. Undertaker, Mrs.
Three-way.
Dead Woman here.
Three-way.
And I was waiting, I'm still waiting for his return. Him and Stone Cold. And I could have sworn both of them were going to come out tomorrow. Yesterday.
Tomorrow?
Sorry.
Stone Cold
main event?
for Wednesday.
On main
another
event?
discussion.
On WWE main event?
Well, oh my God. I was
Either
really
way,
happy.
Undertaker didn't come out, which is disappointing, but
Yes,
you know what?
big
Too
disappointment.
many stars in one place is going to overshadow other stars.
Yeah.
So you know what? I think Undertaker might come back soon. He needs his own night. He doesn't need a night that's already preoccupied.
Night after
he
the-
needs his own night.
Yeah.
Night after WrestleMania. Night
No.
after WrestleMania.
How is he? He has to be at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
Now watch.
22-0, by the way.
Now watch. He goes 22-0, and then watch. He might just call it quits because his body is so banged
Pretty
up.
much it.
Well, let him call
I
it
feel
quits.
like anyway.
After
Besides
that,
the point,
he's gonna come to my house and rest.
All right,
Stone Cold and Undertaker didn't come, but it was still a good Raw. But what I want to talk about is predictions for the Royal Rumble.
Oh Jesus, I've been.
Don't get me started. Do not get me started.
Since you're way too amped up, I'm gonna let V Ness go first.
Yeah. Okay. So
You're clapping.
I've been
It's
waiting
too much.
for the animal, the beast, to come back, and as soon as they mention him, I'm over here clapping because I'm excited.
Oh, I'm doing the look at this one.
So I knew he was gonna be put in the Rumble, and I've been predicting, and I put it on my Facebook way
Yeah,
before he was even announced that he was gonna be in the Rumble, that he's gonna win the Rumble. It's gonna be a big. I still think sometime this year, hopefully sooner than later, that it's gonna be the Beast versus the Beef. Beast. I said the beef versus the beef.
See, making breakfast
Yeah.
like
So
food?
I'm hungry. Sorry. So it's the Beast.
I'll buy you food.
Versus the Beast. They both know MMA, so it'll be something good to watch. Just both of them fuck each other up. I'm voting for Batista, by the way. That's my big. All I think about the Rumble is Batista. Batista coming. I'm still waiting on Sheamus to show his face. I might be Rumble. I don't know yet. But that's my prediction. Batista's gonna win, and Batista is gonna win.
Okay, now my turn for predictions on the 2014 Royal Rumble in 3 weeks. You're thinking the animal's gonna win Dave Batista.
Yes.
There's 2 wild cards to this.
What?
Alberto Del Rio
Can suck it.
and Sheamus. My prediction for the Royal Rumble?
I mean, I don't think if they bring Sheamus back, I think it's gonna be too big. I just cut you off.
Thank you.
I'm sorry.
I'm okay
But
with
it's like Sheamus and the Beast coming back. I think it would just be too much.
The wild card-
Let them both come out in their separate times.
The wild card, like I said, it's going to either be Alberto Del Rio, okay, you're going to have Sheamus, but the big wild card in all this is going to be Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
Now watch. My final 2 competitors in the 2014 Royal Rumble is going to be Lesnar, Batista. Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble.
But then there's no point because he already is the #1 self-proclaimed like Paul Heyman said, #1 contender.
Now, you think...
Stop this 20-minute discussion from continuing. Your prediction is that Batista's gonna win the Royal Rumble. What is your prediction?
The Beast...
Chris Corey.
The Beast Incarnate...
Future.
The Beast Incarnate...
Let me introduce you. Let me stop you to introduce you. I'm Paul Heyman. You let me introduce you. Chris Corey. The future.
You just...
Predictions.
Hey, you sound like you're having a...
For the Royal Rumble.
You sound like you were...
Go.
You sound like you were just having a heart attack there. Go! Now, remember what I told you. The wild cards. Alberto Del Rio, the Great White Celtic Warrior Sheamus, and Brock Lesnar. My prediction, Brock Lesnar versus the Animal Batista, final 2 in the 2014 Royal
Batista
Rumble,
wins.
in which Brock Lesnar wins. I'm sorry to disappoint. I'm sorry to burst your bubble.
But is that in my opinion, it won't make any sense because he's already the self-proclaimed
So
number
who's
one
gonna win
contender.
I'm sorry, who's gonna win the Royal Rumble for you, Chris?
The Beast Incarnate, Brock Lesnar. And now I'm going to turn it over to the man of the hour, Mr. Alex Santiago Calderon.
Calderon. Not Calderon.
Calderon.
But
I got it
anyways,
wrong. I'm sorry.
it's okay.
Meal.
But my opinion is, it's kind of touching on a little of what both of you said. Batista, I feel, will win the Royal Rumble.
This is why we cool.
Oh my God, River!
But you know what?
Yes.
It's not for the intention that you think. I think that Triple H is the head of creative control. He's gonna put Evolution at the head of WrestleMania 30.
Evolution.
Batista and Randy Orton. I feel like that he is running the company, so he wants his mans and his other mans that he put on from the beginning.
But it might be a feud between them.
It's gonna be a feud. Batista's babyface, Randy's the heel.
Yeah.
Because Triple H is gonna say, "Don't go." Like he's gonna win the Royal Rumble, Batista. He's gonna be like, "You can't do this. We're Evolution." Triple H is gonna be like, "You can't do this. You can't do this." And Batista's gonna be like, "Fuck Evolution. I need to win the title."
But who's going to bring out Batista in 2 weeks?
Who's gonna bring him out?
Who's going to bring him
I
out?
don't doubt Triple H because Triple H loves the limelight because he loves to say what he wants to say.
all you have to do is just bring on the light and just like...
Or he can come out like he did before he quit WWE and have that spotlight shining on him.
Yeah. I mean, either way, I'm super fragilistic, whatever.
Espialidocious.
I'm like super excited
I like that, Mary Poppins.
for the Animal coming back.
January 20th, Monday Night Raw.
January 20th, I'm going to be hooked on my TV. Don't talk to me. Don't call me. Nothing.
So what are you going to do? Shut your phone off?
No, we're still talking. I'm talking about everybody.
The WWE Universe will still converge because we are a community. Every other person does not matter.
You know, we should have
Not even our mothers. Not even our fathers, brother.
We should have a big...
If you're not in the WWE community, even if I grew up with you, like these two guys are in the room but are not talking, but they're in the room, you're not hearing a word from me, bro.
Not even my little brother. Let him suffer. He won't be eating.
Nothing more important than Vince McMahon's plan. I said how I feel about the Rumble, and that's probably how it's gonna go. I'm that cocky, but
We're going to find out in 3 weeks.
3 weeks is not that far away. I'm happy Daniel turned. You know what? Since that's pretty much wrapping up Raw.
What do you think was the superstar of Raw yesterday?
Oh, the superstar of the week, which is your idea.
Yes,
The
it came
superstar of the week.
My opinion was Big Show.
Big Show.
Daniel Bryan.
I'm gonna have to take a big fart on Big Show's face.
I mean, just because he threw Brock, he manhandled him.
Yeah, I guess.
My pick, Daniel Bryan, because of the entrance during the Wyatt match.
And also his aggression. I go with
Yeah, his aggression.
His aggression and the entrance.
But
I'd say
I
this is
still
the start of it.
refuse. I still refuse to see Daniel Bryan.
But what
as
about
a
Roman
heel.
Reigns?
But you know what it is? He's playing with your heartstrings, which means that he's working his angle.
Yeah, that's true.
If it's bothering you, that means he's doing a good job.
Well, he's doing a damn good job
There you
because
go.
I'm hurting here.
But overall, guys, Vanessa, Venus, who's your superstar of the week in your eyes on Raw?
Let's see. Okay, so I'm still stuck on both of them.
Gotta
Big
choose.
Show.
I'm sorry, you gotta choose one. This ain't no
Big
game.
Show manhandle Brock Lesnar. But I gotta give it to Daniel Bryan because he showed that you must fear him and he could be feared.
Fear the beard.
Yeah, fear the beard. Exactly.
No one, that's not even, not nobody said that
Yeah.
before.
So, fear the freaking beard. I refuse to see him turn completely heel, but it looks like he's doing a damn good job of it so far. So, Daniel Bryan is a superstar of the week.
My superstar of the week on Monday Night Raw. Daniel Bryan, a good choice. Big Show, a good choice. But you gotta give it up to Roman Reigns for what he did to CM Punk. The only member of the Shield to defeat the longest reigning WWE champion in the modern era. I picked Roman Reigns of the Shield. ASC?
This is a hard decision. Both of you guys make a good point. I think that I'm gonna say Daniel Bryan, just because he had more of a scary demeanor to change his whole look. Roman Reigns has been the same for a while. Roman Reigns is doing what he's been doing, and I like what he's doing, but Daniel Bryan made more of a impact. Not to quote TNA, but he made an impact more than anyone else. His wrestling was on par. His entrance was on par. Everything was across the board better than everyone. So, Daniel Bryan, just by putting all the numbers together, Daniel Bryan is the one that takes this Superstar of the Week award.
And as always, we like to hear what you guys, our fans, have to say about who you think is the Monday Night Raw Superstar of the Week.
Comment below on the YouTube.
You're welcome.
Call me an asshole.
And remember one thing. Keep it raw, keep it real.
Remember to subscribe to the YouTube. Watch the pot. Like whatever the fuck we put out, because I said so. We love it raw. Show is coming out very soon.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you all. Have a good one.
See you next week. We love it raw.
Keep it real, keep it raw.